Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about a complication of Crohn's disease called septicemia, or being septic, or if it goes further, septic shock. And what this means, like, you guys might be saying, well, what is this? What does it mean? Well, what does it mean? Basically, it means that your body has allowed an infection or a bacteria to get into the bloodstream. And this can be fairly common with Crohn's disease because of everything that we have going on inside of us. If we have abscess that ruptures or other complications of Crohn's disease, it can easily get into the bloodstream. And if it gets into the bloodstream, then you're known as, you have septicemia, or you're septic, or if it's staged up enough, you're septic shock. Septic shock is once it has really, like, your organs are in failure, or they're needing help, like your organs are failing and somehow are being attacked too badly that they need support. So yeah, your body has essentially somehow let an infection or a bacteria get into the bloodstream. And because the blood supplies every major organ, it's become a whole body systematic thing going on. And it can be super, super, super serious. The recovery rate is usually 2 years to recover from a septicemia infection, I mean. And the first year post, your chances of a secondary infection are higher up, and death is higher up. The rate of death is higher up. Some symptoms can be shock, vomiting, fever, pain, dizziness, having a hard time with your speech, having a hard time thinking, and the list can go on because really it depends how it happened, but it develops pretty quickly and you end up feeling super sick. I know for me, I woke up that morning and I felt like, oh, okay, I feel a little bit tired, but this is okay. Nothing out of my norm. I always feel tired, just a little bit, it's notched up a little bit. And then by mid-morning, I was like, oh, I think I'm coming down with a cold. And then by mid-afternoon, I was like, oh, maybe it's the flu. And then by 10 p.m. that night, I was in the bath having a hard time talking. All I could say is, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. I was shivering, my teeth were clacking. I was in a hot bath and I kept saying, it's cold, it's cold. I kept trying to find a way to warm up. So I had severe chills. And I had a fever of 103, and a fever in adults is not normal. If you have a fever, you have an infection or a bacteria somewhere that needs to be taken care of before it turns into septicemia, or you're being septic, or septic shock. So by the time I got to the hospital and they took blood work, they knew I had an infection somewhere because my blood work came back super high, and they started me on an high potent antibiotic. And then we did the culture and it came back saying that I was positive for a blood infection, and that the first antibiotic I was on was resistant. So then I had this other 8-hour period where it got worse. And to this day, since that infection, I don't feel the same. I never felt the same since that. I felt like it somehow did something to my body, and it probably did, because you go back and you look at stories of people that have survived this, and a lot of them say they never feel the same after this, and that they've had damage. And I'm 100% sure I got damage from it, but just my body is in so much going on with my Crohn's and so many different things going on that it's hard to pinpoint what caused what. So it was just kind of the perfect storm. So if you suspect that you're suffering from an infection that might have gotten worse or is into the bloodstream, please don't hesitate and make your way to the hospital right away. I think I covered everything. Yes. Yeah, so it's treated with antibiotics. Treated and supporting the organs. So if you're an organ failure, they will support the organs. If your organs are showing distress, they will support the organs. They can put you in ICU. It's super, super serious. So thank you for watching my channel, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.